I'm Lilly Phillips, and today I'm getting run through by 100 guys.
The world of adult entertainment is $1 billion business.
Hi, I'm Jo Bailey, forensic trained clinical psychologist, and this is my channel Brain and Beyond, where I sometimes talk about things that are silly and sometimes things that are serious. Look, I don't know how this video is going to go, actually. I do have a script here in front of me that I did prepare, but things have changed in the few hours before making this video. I didn't want to give this woman the credit of even watching a video of hers, but I thought it's not a very fair video if I don't look at what she has to say as well. And by doing that, it really has disrupted my script. I'm going to get through this the best that I can.
I'm Lilly Phillips, and today I'm getting run through by 100 guys.
I don't know if I'd recommend it.
Why not?
I think if you're a different type of girl, it's very like, it's kind of like being a prostitute in a sense of like, it's just a different
Sex for money.
feeling. I don't know how to explain it, like.
You are.
It's not like just having sex with someone.
Yeah. Just one in, one out, like it feels intense.
Like more intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Okay. Just take
Yeah, 1 minute.
I've just picked up my microphone. What you're watching here now is me researching for a video that I'm about to make. Actually, I have got my script. I was about to make it this morning. And then I decided to watch this video. What I'm watching at the moment wasn't meant to go in my video, and I don't even know at this point whether I'm putting it in my video. But what you're watching is me researching, preparing to make my video. And I didn't think it was right to continue my video without at least having a look at this video. I didn't want to look at it. I didn't want to give it another like, another view. I didn't want to expose myself to it, but I guess for the sake of being objective and fair, I decided to view it. And I've just stopped it there because that's actually impacted me to see her in that way. That's a very different Lilly Phillips to the one that I have watched throughout the making of this documentary by this guy, Josh Pieters, who is disgusting, but I don't know what to think. And this is going to be heavily edited because I am very much trying to put together how I feel. I was holding her very accountable. I was holding her very responsible, and I still do. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely still do. But there's a moment there where she's just broken. She is broken, and she's questioning why she feels like a prostitute. Well, Lilly, you're sleeping with men for money. That is the definition of prostitution. That's what you are. That's the hard reality. So yeah, you're going to feel like shit. You've just had 100 men. That's not normal. That damages you. So yes, there's a part of me right now that just feels broken for her. I'm mirroring how she's feeling, and it's very painful. It's an emptiness. It's just like, what have I done? That was so intense. I didn't expect it to be like that, which, is naive and foolish. I don't know what you expected it to be like. But in that moment, she's broken. And I can't help but feel really sorry for her. And this is where I'm questioning what brought her to that point. Now, look, I would stay a bit sympathetic, except now I know she goes away and she comes back and plans to do this with 1,000 men. Well, Lilly, if 100 men impacted you to this degree, I can't imagine what 1,000 men are going to do. And oh my God, I urge you to stop and reconsider. No amount of money is worth this. And yes, I'm querying where her parents are, where her mother is, but her sister facilitated this. Her sister films her doing what she does, and her sister is part of the team, yes, she has a team, that organised this event. Her mother is her financial manager and profits from this. So look, I am so conflicted right now, and these are raw thoughts. Like I said, it'll be heavily edited because I don't know what I'm going to put in my video now, but I'm torn. I feel compassion for her. I feel anger for her. I feel anger, much more anger for the mother. But there's a part of me that's just, she's so naive. She's so broken, and I can't help but feel for her. But why go and do 1,000 men? Seriously. Lilly. I'm going to get through this the best that I can. And it's a story that some of you are going to find, like I did, deeply shocking and unsettling and quite sad. And others, hopefully not my viewers, but others are going to be cheering this woman on and giving her high fives and other things probably. But the woman I'm talking about is Lilly Phillips. Yes, the name is everywhere right now for all the wrong reasons. She's the woman who made headlines after reportedly sleeping with 100 men in one day. But here's the kicker. She's now setting her sights on a new goal. She's going to sleep with 1,000 men in 24 hours. Talk about being a high achiever. But what does this say about her? What does it say about our society? What's it say about the family and the people that are surrounding her through all of this? I want to have a look at this case from a psychological and societal and also a very personal and spiritual perspective, and to see if we can come up with a bit of a hypothesis as to why she would do this. And then I'm going to finish with a personal message from me to Lilly. She'll probably never watch it. She'll probably never have the desire to hear what a psychologist has to say. But I also want to address the men and the viewers that are participating in this. And yes, the viewers are participating in this because without them, there would not be a Lilly Phillips video to start with. So let's start with the psychological perspective. From a psychological perspective, we have to ask what's driving this behavior. Human behavior is goal-oriented. We do things because we get something from it. Human behavior is a bit of a transaction. We exercise because we get healthy and fit. We go to work because we get paid. Clinical psychologists might look at her behavior and think there's hypersexuality because clinical psychologists love to put labels on things and diagnose everything. And look, hypersexuality, obviously it's a real possibility here, but hypersexuality is often linked to trauma, and particularly childhood trauma. It's linked to emotional voids or attempts to gain validation through extreme measures and extreme behaviors. And without knowing Lilly, I'm probably going to go out on a limb and say it's a real possibility, even though Lilly denies this and says she came from a very well-to-do, middle to upper class family, from a very supportive and loving family. I have a big question mark over that. Now, Lilly might argue that this is all about empowerment, her choice, her body, her rules, but is it really empowerment when the pursuit involves risking emotional burnout, physical health, and alienation from existing and potential relationships in the future? You can't have empowerment without responsibility. It's self-defeating. And what about her family? You think this doesn't ripple outward and affect other people? Well, that's what I thought also. I thought about her parents, her siblings, her future children, her future husband, if anyone is going to marry her. And when I did this extra research a few hours before making this video, I found that her mother actually manages her finances. And my jaw dropped. How can any mother facilitate the violation of her own daughter? Now, Lilly defends her mother. Lilly goes out and says that her mother's very supportive and that Lilly would do this anyway and that she actually enjoys it. I am calling a big BS on that. I saw the video of the aftermath of the 100 men, and Lilly does not look emotionally well. She has underestimated the impact of this, and this is immediately after. And to have her mother not only manage this, facilitate it, be an active participant in the financial profits of this, I mean, what is wrong with that woman? So Lilly, I need to tell you, no, that is not a normal parental relationship. A loving mother does not support, encourage, and help you manage this. For Lilly to think that's normal, for Lilly to think that is a supportive mother, tells me straight away that there are some really deep, ingrained problems in this family and in Lilly's interpretation of what is normal. Lilly seems to think she's just hypersexual. That's what she thinks. She says she enjoys this work and that she would do it anyway. She said that when she was in university, she was sleeping around and now she's found a way to get paid for it. But, was she sleeping with 1,000 men in one day? Obviously not. Hypersexuality, it's not always linked to trauma. There's not always this connection there. In fact, studies have shown that hypersexuality often correlates with depression and anxiety and even substance abuse. But the point is, it's often correlated with some other kind of psychopathology. So what is another explanation for why Lilly is doing this? Well, there is the obvious one, the role of money, attention, and social media clout. We live in a society where extreme behaviour is often rewarded and celebrated, whether that is through viral fame, through financial gain, or just a warped sense of validation. For someone like Lilly, I think this could easily be more about feeding the social media machine than any personal empowerment or hypersexuality. But at what cost? When you trade self-respect and emotional stability for fleeting moments of attention, it's a dangerous bargain. It really is. And if she didn't have any mental health problems before, I'm going to bet she's going to have a bunch of them after. And then there's the spiritual angle. And let's be honest, this kind of behavior is a cry for something deeper, for connection, for meaning, a purpose that goes well beyond the physical. I don't think Lilly has ever had that. Definitely not from her mother. She might think she has, but I just don't think it's possible. Religious or not, humans are wired for love, for commitment, and for intimacy with someone. And when those feelings have been stripped away, they've been eroded, or they're superficial and very shallow, what's left? There's just temporary pleasure, a fleeting sense of achievement. And whether you turn to the Bible or the Quran or ancient philosophy, they all warn against the empty pursuit of hedonism. And Lilly isn't just damaging herself here, she's setting a cultural precedent. We're normalizing extreme behavior. If you watch this stuff, you're normalizing it and you are part of the problem. And the price is the erosion of spiritual health, of self-respect and communal values. There's not just one person responsible for this. When we're conducting biopsychosocial evaluations on people, we look at the role of culture, of society as well. And this is where we see the intersection of individual choices with culture. In this case, cultural decay. As commentators like Matt Walsh, I know Matt Walsh is extreme for some people, Ben Shapiro, but they point out how our society often celebrates these kind of behaviours, and they're not wrong. This kind of behaviour would be unthinkable just a few decades ago. So why are we accepting this now? I think it is because we've defined freedom to mean the absence of responsibility. And I could easily digress here and talk about feminism as a leading villain in this story, but that's another video. I will not digress. But freedom without moral guardrails, it isn't freedom at all. It's chaos. And Lilly's story isn't just a personal tale of excess, it's a symptom of a society that has completely lost its moral foundations. How do we raise children in this world where this kind of behaviour isn't just tolerated, it's celebrated, it's exploited, and people profit from it? What kind of message does this send to our children? To young women about their self-worth, about their dignity, and the sacredness of intimacy? It's pretty messed up. But before I conclude, let's not forget the men in this situation. This wasn't just Lilly's video. There were 100 men and will be 1,000 men in the next one. And they're all willing to turn a deeply personal act into a transactional spectacle. Their participation in this speaks volumes to me about the normalization of detachment and the objectification in our culture. And what does it say about these men's view of intimacy and their responsibility or their self-respect? The same argument that I've just said around Lilly, I could also apply to these men. They're not just innocent bystanders. They're not just taking advantage of Lilly, but they're enablers of a broader, much bigger cultural problem. And this is a pretty gross thought, but when you've got 1,000 men lining up, what's it like to be number 10, much less number 999? I mean, mathematically, I don't even know how that is possible. The only conceivable way that would work would literally be too disgusting to discuss here. But I'm sure you can figure out what I'm getting at. My point is, these men aren't just exploiting Lilly, they're exploiting themselves and will no doubt encounter the exact same personal and psychological problems that I've just suggested Lilly's going to encounter. I guess a depraved act like this can only exist if 1,000 depraved men participate and millions of depraved minds watch this. I've suggested there could be a few hypotheses as to why Lilly would do this, and without knowing for sure, I would speculate it's a tragic blend of no self-respect, which no doubt she mislabels as empowerment, potentially a background of some kind of trauma, at least relationship problems. The relationships in her family do not seem normal to me. There's probably some mental health, maybe some substance use, I'm not sure, maybe not. But ultimately, the temptation of money and attention is worth more to her than her own dignity. No one is making her do this. She's choosing to do this. I mean, she even said she was not okay in that last video after the 100 men. She was not okay. She looked terrible and she broke down. And for a minute, you saw the real Lilly. Not the social media Lilly, not the hypersexual Lilly, but the real Lilly, the little girl inside of her that really was just longing for someone to love her and to protect her. Anyway, what did she learn from it? Well, she went away and then she came back and said she's going to do it again, but this time times 10. So what can you do? Look, this video isn't for shaming Lilly. It really isn't. In fact, here is my message to you, Lilly. You'll never see this, but if you were here in front of me, this is what I would say. Lilly, you are worth more than this. And I'm sorry your mother never told you that, but you are worth more. You are a valuable and beautiful human. And you are not a commodity to be consumed in this way. You are not a statistic to be celebrated. And you're not a trend to be emulated. I hurt for you because I know deep down, if you're honest with yourself, you're hurting also. And to everyone else, I would say, is this the culture we want to build for ourselves? Is this the culture we want to be part of? A culture that prioritizes shock value over substance and over purpose, indulgence over integrity. It's not one I want to be part of, and it's one that I find abhorrent, and it's why I'm doing this video. We can and we must do better. And that starts by reclaiming the values that make us human. I mean, let's be honest, animals don't behave this way. Respect, love, commitment, and above all, recognizing that every choice that we make shapes the world that we leave behind. And I'm going to leave you with a quote by Sonia Friedman. The way you treat yourself will set the standard for others. That's all for today. Take care of yourselves and each other and have a happy and peaceful day. Bye for now.